Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be focusing on Brawn. We're going to do a separate video with Ratchet later. This is Studio Series 86 and it's the damaged Brawn. It doesn't say that on the box though, and like the Optimus Prime we had from the previous years, it doesn't say alternate universe. It's just calling them the movie Brawn and Ratchet, but obviously we know these as, of course, either the battle damaged or unfortunately they've been referred to as the dead versions. So you can see it's exactly the same figure that we've had recently in Legacy. So in this video we are going to, of course, compare him with the original. We'll have a detailed look at all the extra bits and, of course, the quite horrifying new face sculpt. We'll have a quick look at him in his alternate mode as well, and then I'll bring in the rest of the crew and then we can see how the unfortunates they all look together. Right, let's have a look at the main bot. So here he is out of the box, and I was going to say in all his glory, but it's not really the glory, is it? The poor guy. You can see the face sculpt there really has that look of, I suppose, just pure pain and indeed shock on it. We've got all the new detail there around the chest and the new paint apps, where of course he did unfortunately take that blast. With regards to the rest of the figure, I can't see any differences whatsoever. However, if this is your first purchase of this particular mold, you would like to know that the head itself, it does spin around. It will go all the way around. If you just want to carefully just take this little back panel or take it back just a little bit, you can turn it all the way. Not that you'd want to, but if you wanted to know, you do have a full 360-degree rotation there. The arms will go out to a full T, and then you've got the full rotation all the way around, unrestricted on ball joints. There's a shoulder swivel, there's a bicep flexion, there is a waist swivel, their legs will kick out to the front. They only come as far back as that. That's because of the back kibble, which does get in the way. You've got your thigh swivel, you've got your knee bend, and you've got an ankle tilt and rock. So again, fully articulated, no different to the other figure. And to be honest, for a deluxe figure, I think he looks really good. He gets the same accessory. In fact, it looks a little lighter. It's got like a silver gun this time rather than the black gun that came with the original. It's pretty much exactly the same. It's just a different color. I'm going to bring him up, but then, as I say, I'm going to bring the rest of them up in the later part of the video. The color schemes, I thought that the one Brawn looked slightly different, but as you can see, it doesn't. In fact, the difference which you can see now is that the original mold has the silver forearms and fists and the faceplate, whereas this new one, it's the just normal, I suppose, gunmetal or the dark grey. So there is a bit of a difference in the molds then. Everything else, even that, in fact, this looks like it's the yellow, actually, this looks more reflective. It looks like they've changed it. This looks a little bit more duller. Maybe that's intentional. And of course, it could be intentional that the silver isn't the same as well. Now I'm looking at them in detail. Also, you can see that there's silver there on the tops of the thighs. The paint on the back for the windscreens is exactly the same. That's just the main differences. So a couple of paint app differences, the head sculpt difference, and of course the big hole in his chest and the different color in the gun. We're going to quickly have a look at him in his alternate mode, then we'll come back again in the robot mode with all of the rest of the damaged crew from this particular toy line. Okay then, so here he is in his alternate mode, and I've got the other in alternate mode as well just for a full comparison. And again, the only difference with this was, or problem now that you've got, is, to be honest, you wouldn't even know this is damaged. The only reason you could tell this is damaged is, of course, if you turn it upside down. But because of the difference in the paint apps, you can now actually see that the windows are slightly different color. I hope that's coming off on camera. This one looks darker. In fact, the whole figure is now in this particular mode looking darker. So when it's in robot mode, the yellow on the damaged one you can see is lighter, and when it's in the alternate mode, you can see that the green is in fact darker there as well. And as I pointed out in the robot mode, in the original, the silver parts are silver, whereas these, some of them are painted gunmetal grey. So there's actually a couple of differences. I'm not saying this is a good enough reason for you to warrant in buying, you know, the separate pack if you didn't want to. And of course, the main difference, which I pointed out in the first part, is the fact that the guns are completely different. The alternate mode is pretty cool, to be fair. Transformation process is fun. I will upload that separately, or for now, if you want to see it, you can see it's already uploaded as Studio Series 86 Brawn, but I will do one for this as well, again, just in case this is your first time experience of this figure. So there you go, guys. Alternate mode is cool, but as I say, there is a couple of differences now which are becoming more and more apparent with the color schemes in each each mode. We're going to come back for the final time with him in his robot mode. We'll have a go with some of the blast effects, because he does come with an abundance of blast effects, which I've not shown you yet. And then, as I've already said, I've got the rest of the unfortunate crew of the Ark, which we can have a look at them all together. Right then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and let's just have a quick look at some of the accessories. So of course, what we can do, we've got a couple of things with all these. You can pop the blast effect onto the gun like so, and then of course you can pose that in his hand. You can then do, of course, the horrible, unfortunate things where you take either one of these four. Oh, let me show you them. There's that one, there's that one, there's that one. That one's probably one of the most effective, but I'm going to save that for Ratchet. This one's not too bad either. You've got these unfortunate effects there with the face, and I think that pretty much sums it up, to be honest. I've managed to maybe perhaps nail that as good as I wanted to. So if I bring it a bit closer, you can see there his face. He looks like he's genuinely in agony there, that's been shot. I don't know, as I say, obviously I think BMAC and Mark alluded to the fact that these were jokes initially at first, and then of course they just ran with it. So let me push this back again. Apologies, this is, I'm sure you've gathered, a makeshift studio, but I wanted to get this video out to you. I promised that I would on my other socials. So here is his pack member and friend. There is Ratchet. In fact, I'll bring that a bit closer. And then, of course, unfortunately, from the other set, we've got, I say unfortunately for them, we've got Ironhide as well. And we've even got Prowl, who, of course, is still suffering. His blast effect is slightly harder to pop on there. If you've not seen the previous two, then they're already in their own video on this particular channel. I'm probably going to get a couple of shorts now of all these together, and because the phone is, I forgot my tripod, I'll admit that, but because it's balancing, I can now show you all of them together. So that is all four of them. Unfortunately, as I say, we're probably still going to have a wheel jack and indeed a wind charger when we get one of them. But there you go, guys. For now, this is the unfortunate crew of the Autobot Ark from the Transformers movie from 1986. There you go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.